guys, welcome back to Making Mindfulness Fun. In this series, we're talking about self-care for each of the 5 koshas. Today, we're talking about the Manomaya, or the emotional layer, and it's that layer that you have to dive deeper into, but it's kind of scary because then it makes you feel vulnerable, and then you just realize, like, oh my gosh, I feel like such a incomplete human being. But the fact is that we all struggle with emotions. In fact, when we can access this level or this layer of our koshas, we unlock so much of our fullest potential.
So really quick, if this is your first time to our channel here at Making Mindfulness Fun, we help you on your journey to higher consciousness so you can experience more joy, love, and emotional liberation.
Please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on those post notifications because we're putting out a video every single day.
All right, so this Manomaya layer, your emotions, one of the easiest ways, and we did a talk about this in a previous video because I'm TE dominant and these guys are TI dominant, and I said, I think I don't journal as much because I just verbally spew out all my emotions all the time, whether that's good or bad. Sometimes it's anger. As a type 8, you tend to just like diarrhea mouth of anger sometimes. It just happens and you're like, all right, I'm totally fine now. Or when I have the other emotions, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, life is so great, I just, blah, blah, blah. And I end up being able to process this emotional layer, sometimes verbally. I have a spouse who will tell you that I talk too much. And I'll go, gosh, you didn't say anything. Well, you say enough for everybody. So having that person that whether it's a child, a best friend, a spouse, somebody you care about that you can meet for coffee, go out to dinner with, go for a walk with, and just talking about how you're feeling, and vice versa, just listening. For a lot of people, we don't necessarily need our problems solved as much as I'm guilty of wanting to solve everybody's problems. We just want to be able to express it. And that's a really important part in trying to help be more mindful in this layer.
So the other way that you can nurture this mentally emotional kosha is through journaling. So like we talked about in the Koshas Explained video, this kosha is all about going through the mindfulness process and unpacking our subconscious programming. So in some ways, this is kind of the most difficult kosha. We've got self-care, you need to take care of yourself, and then the ones above us are kind of just about letting go a little bit. But this one, we kind of have to dive into our shadow self. You gotta make sure you're getting everything out. And this is a constant process. At the beginning of your mindfulness journey, you're gonna notice, I noticed some things about myself. Noticing your Enneagram is a form of mindfulness. But that's kind of just layer 1 and 2. Then after Enneagram, you kind of have to start going into your subconscious programming, your shadow self, your shame. You have to continuously work on this journey. So this kosha is something that constantly needs to be worked on, and journaling is a great way to express these emotions and do the work, So sometimes it can be a mental process. That's why it's a mental and emotional kosha. You have to mentally think about, okay, what's in my brain? What's happening right now? What am I reacting to? And then you have to actually express it, and you can express it verbally or you can express it in writing.
And finally, another really important thing for taking care of your Manomaya, your emotional kosha, is the thing that all of us are told that we should do, but kind of struggle doing, is deleting and getting rid of and taking a detox from social media.
Don't turn it off yet, though.
Yeah, not this yet. You listen to the end and then go delete Instagram first, because I think Instagram is the most destructive of them all. It has some perks. I hear people say all the time, you're right, the community's great. But for the most part, social media plays with our emotions and with our mind. It gives us brain fog. It's trying to keep us stimulated, and it keeps us from actually noticing how we feel. So by deleting social media, detoxing from it, whether it's for a day, an hour, a week, a month, if you can get to a month, leave a comment below. High five to that. That's awesome. But just starting small is the biggest way you can help your emotional layer kosha, and this will make it so that you can access your intellectual and blissful kosha so you can feel vibrant.
So one of the biggest struggles for people seems to be today is anxiety. And anxiety is completely a function of some traps in all these koshas, right? Especially in the emotional and energetic koshas. And it's a long video to be putting in here, but if you struggle with anxiety, we have a whole protocol for you on the app that's going to walk you through how you use this stuff that we're talking about to diffuse your anxiety and make that a thing of the past. So anxiety is a really horrible thing to have to deal with, but there is hope and there are ways to get around it and to really truly heal yourself. So if that's something you struggle with, I encourage you to download our app. Remember, it's free on the App Store and the Google Play Store. And let us help nurture you through that. And in the meantime, let us know how you practice. Do you prefer to like be coffee with a friend? Do you like having a date with your significant other? Do you like to journal? Or are you one of the ones that are getting a huge high five because you've gotten off social media? I tell you, we try to sometimes, but it makes it really hard to run a business and have social media, and that's a horrible excuse. But we thank you for being here and supporting our social media platform, even if it is. This is the helpful one, though, right? This is the helpful one.
Yeah, we're good. We're the good kind of social media. I'm just kidding. Everything else is bad. Everything else is terrible.
All right. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.